Good evening. The Planning Commission meeting for November 12th is now called to order. It is 6:30 p.m., and we are here in the Ascension Parish Courthouse, 607 East Worthy Street, Gonzales, Louisiana, Council Chamber, first floor. Number 2, roll call of members. All members are present and accounted for. Item 3, Pledge of Allegiance. Mr. Max, would you lead us?
I will.
I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all. Item 4, introduction of staff. Ms. Stacy.
Stacy Webb, Recording Secretary for the Planning Commission.
Jerry Carey, Information Technology.
Spencer Long, Parish Attorney.
Eric Poche, Director of Planning and Development.
Tim Bullion, Senior Planner.
Lance Brock, Zoning Official.
Thank you, everyone. Item 5, Chairman's comments. The only comment we got, we do apologize, we're running a little late tonight, but if anybody is here to speak on any planning item, please make sure you see Ms. Stacy while we're having the preliminary discussions. Sign up and you will be given your time to speak. Yes, sir. We'll turn it over to Mr. Max.
Is my mic on?
You're good.
I just want to say to any veterans that might be here, I know it's a day late, Happy Veterans Day. We do have at least 2 veterans that are on the dais, Ms. Unitas and myself, so if there are any veterans out there, thank you.
Absolutely. And
Mr. Clutry.
You are?
oh, and
Well,
Mr.
I'm sorry,
Kluwa.
Mr. Kluwat's also a veteran.
But item 6, again, public comment on any agenda item. Again, if y'all would like to speak, you will be given your time to speak at the appropriate time. Item 7, staff report. Mr. Eric.
Yes, sir.
Thank you, Mr. Chairman. In front of you, you have the normal subdivision monthly report. Any changes have been noted. There wasn't really anything this past month. We do have a couple of things that will be coming up in December. If you have any questions, I'll be happy to answer them.
Any questions from the commission? Nope. Okay. Thank you so much.
Thank you.
Item 8, engineering staff report. No, Mr. Shawn, so I take it nothing
No
there?
report.
Okay. Thank you so much. Item 9 for the minutes, the approval or denial of the minutes of the October 8th, 2025 Planning Commission meeting. Motion to approve by Commissioner Villas, second by Commissioner Jones. All in favor? Aye. Any opposed? That motion passed. Item B, approval or denial of the minutes of the October 8th, 2025 Joint Planning and Zoning Commission meeting. Motion to approve by Commissioner Jones, second by Commissioner Kluwat. All in favor?
Aye.
Any opposed? That motion passed. Item 10, the consent agenda. Item A, affidavit of mortgage declaration, Blaine Jones and Jessica Jones, Lot 7, 43260 Maple Grove Drive, Gonzales, Louisiana. Chair will entertain a motion for the consent agenda.
Motion.
Motion to approve by Commissioner Nasser. Second by Commissioner Villa. All in favor? Aye. Anybody opposed? No opposed. That motion passed. Item 11, ordinances. Public hearing to recommend approval or denial to the Parish Council. Amendments to the Ascension Parish Unified Land Development Code. Item A, to amend the Ascension Parish Unified Land Development Code, Appendix 5, Drainage, Section 17506.A, Protection of Existing Watersheds and Conveyance Systems. And so what we are here to discuss tonight is some proposed changes that are in the agenda. Mr. Poche, would you like to enlighten us on this?
Yes, sir. The first one, when the ordinances were changed in September of 2019, the amount of square footage of impervious area was reduced by about 90%. And the effect of that was that very small projects are having to do full-blown drainage studies. And so what we wanted to try to do was relax that a little bit, and so that the smallest ones would not have to do a full drainage study. And that's what these increases in impervious area are for. And we're increasing it, we're basically doubling what it was previously. And it's sooner or later, we're gonna hit that sweet spot, because obviously you wanna make sure you catch any impacts, but you don't wanna overly burden somebody that's trying to do something.
Understandable. Okay, at this time, we'd like to open up a public hearing on this. Ms. Stacy, has anybody signed up to speak? Okay, does anybody here want to sign up to speak? Okay, the public hearing now is closed. Commissioners, for discussion, any discussion on this?
I'll make a motion. I was involved with a project that would fit in this criteria that Lance and I had probably, talked about it, like, and I saw the need for that, this change. So I'm gonna make a motion to approve it as it's written here in our agenda.
Okay, we have a motion to recommend approval to the council as written in the agenda by Commissioner Miller, second by Commissioner Nasser. Any discussion? Okay, all in favor? Aye. Any opposed? That motion is passed. Item B, to amend the Ascension Parish Unified Land Development Code, Appendix 5, Drainage, Section 175013, Design Criteria. Mr. Poche.
All right, there are a couple of items in this, a couple of word changes, taking out metal pipe, because the specifications no longer allow metal pipe. And we wanted to remove the chain link fence requirement around the ponds, because that has never been used or applied. And then the other one is to require that record drawings, previously we required the design engineer to submit a certification stating that the project had been completed according to the approved plans. And we had run into some problems with that, and we wanted to make sure that we specified that they were to submit a record drawing giving certain elements, so that all of that information would be in there should there be problems in the future.
Okay. At this time, we'd like to open up a public hearing on item B. Ms. Stacy, is anybody here to speak? Okay. Public hearing is now closed on item B. One question I had, Mr. Poche, we do have one phrase in here called riprap in here. Do we actually have a definition in the code for riprap?
Yes, all of that
Okay.
is in the construction
I just wanted to double check. I
specifications,
didn't
yes.
see it in there, but yeah, as long as we had that
It's in
defined.
another section in the construction specifications.
Perfect. Okay. Chair would, okay, we have a motion to approve as written. We have a motion to approve as written by Commissioner Kluwat, second by Commissioner Jones. All in favor? Aye. Any opposed? That motion passed. Item C, to amend the Ascension Parish Unified Land Development Code, Appendix 4, Subdivision Regulation, Attachment B, Drainage Impact Study Procedure. Mr. Poche.
Yes, sir, Mr. Chairman. This item is to more specifically define capacity analyses downstream for proposed developments, depending on the size, and to also specify that we do not want applicants and/or their engineers to assume perfect conditions downstream, and the parish is going to go in there and automatically clean something out to make their project work.
Gotcha. Okay, at this time, Ms. Stacy, we'd like to open up a public hearing on item C. Is anybody here to speak? Okay, we are going to close the public hearing. Any commissioners, any discussion?
Question.
Commissioner Nasser.
Yeah, these specifications that we're talking about here relative to the drainage impact study, did we have in-house personnel that developed this, or was this developed by our engineering consultant?
This was in-house and engineered. We wanted to basically set some more specific limits, and it was coordination between our staff and the ERA.
Okay, just curious.
Okay, anybody else? Okay, do we have a motion?
I'll move.
Motion to recommend approval as written by to the council by Commissioner Nasser, second by Commissioner Miller. Any discussion? All in favor? Aye. Any opposed? That motion passed. Item D, to amend the Ascension Parish Unified Land Development Code, Appendix 4, Subdivision Regulations, Section 17405, Preliminary Plat Procedure. Mr. Poche.
Okay, this is for Commissioner Miller.
Oh, I'm with him on this.
We have been working on limits to approvals for various stages of development for a while, and we've been needing to do this for a while. We did not have one on the completion of construction, and we have had 2, 3, 4 projects that are just huge and have been going on and on and on and on. And basically, this sets a limit of 36 months from the time that the construction documents have been approved until they have to complete it. If they get to the limits of that before they have completed the subdivision, then they can come back to the Planning Commission and ask for an extension. So it does allow them to come back for an extension, but it also allows it to be rescinded. Now, obviously, if you have projects that are multiple filings or something like that, they're gonna work on these things, and then as each plat is approved, then they will move to the next one. And when that time period comes up, they'll have to come back here. Now, it says 1-year extension, depending on how things have been going, what the discussion is, and how you folks feel about it. I mean, you can give them a 1-year, 2-year, whatever. I mean, you can.
So we have some discretion.
You have some
in that.
discretion as to how you want to handle it. But we just wanted to have a mechanism to get them back in front of you guys, because you could say, hey, look, we've given you extensions, it's been 5 years, we think you need to probably update the traffic study or update the drainage study, or things have changed or something like that. So that's what this is trying to do.
Codes and ordinances do change over time, and, you know,
Yes.
we have some approvals that have been built that were essentially done under old rules, so.
Yes, that's correct.
Okay. Ms. Stacy, we're gonna open up a public hearing at this time for this. Hold on. Has anybody signed up to speak? No. Okay, we are gonna close the public hearing. Commissioners, hold on, Mr. Miller, I think is first.
When does the clock start? At that 36 construction documents approved? Was that
Yes, when they're
once
approved.
we
Yes.
approve it here, and then y'all get them back?
No, once they have.
Or submitted
See,
to
there's
y'all?
something for preliminary plat approval, there's something for start of construction, now we're having approval of construction documents. The construction documents, once you have approved the preliminary plat, they've got 6 months to submit their construction documents. Once those construction documents have been approved, then that's when the clock is gonna start.
Okay, so after preliminary plat approval,
Yes.
you've got a 6-month clock to get CDs submitted?
Mm-hmm.
And
And then once the
36 months
CDs
for
have been
completion.
approved by us and the ERA, that's when the clock starts on the construction time period.
Okay.
Commissioner Nasser.
So, it's interesting that Mr. Schexnayder mentioned that ordinances change over time. And it was, I think, our last meeting, we had a SPUD or a PUD that came in. They wanted to change their land use, a major land use change, I believe it was.
Major revision.
And they had been granted that status 17 or 18 years ago. And then they came in 7 years ago and they asked for some additional changes. And then they came in last meeting and asked for additional changes. And the entirety of that development had not been completed in 18 years. So that bothers me, that it was so long. I'd like to see if we can include SPUDs and PUDs in this section, maybe not the same time limits as the 3 years or whatever. Maybe we can modify the time limit, but I think we have to have a time limit on those approvals also. So I'd like to, do you have a recommendation on the time, or are you opposed to it altogether?
The difference between the normal preliminary plat and construction of subdivision procedure and the PUDs and SPUDs are that the PUDs and SPUDs is a zoning change and there's a development plan there.
Right.
They submit items. I think that is something, and I am gonna come back to you probably in the next couple of months. We've got some items that we need to catch up for our floodplain management that will pertain to the drainage ordinances and stuff like that. I think that's something that we need to go through the ordinances and look at it from a different lens based on the type of development it is. I agree with you. As a matter of fact, when the spud came in front of you, we noted that it had been a long time, and we made them look at some elements that would have impacted their design should things have changed. Luckily, they didn't change enough to make a difference, but that is the possibility. But I want to talk to legal from a legal standpoint, because you do drainage and traffic studies, but it's not necessarily construction documents. Maybe we make it to where when you get approvals, you do all of that, and then when you submit your development plan and your actual construction drawings, when you're ready to build, then you will come forward with either drainage or traffic studies that are pertinent to whatever the code reads today for something that may drag on for a long time. So that might be one avenue to do that, but that's something that we can address.
Yeah, I think about it, not just from the standpoint of drainage and traffic, but, the surrounding aesthetic may change, the surrounding land use may change, they might build a school nearby. There could be anything that could happen over the period of 7 or 8 or 10 or 18 years. So I just think we need to either take regular looks at it, or we have to force those individuals that have those buds or spuds to come in every once in a while and check on things.
Yeah, we will certainly look at it. I don't know if Mr. Brock has anything he wants to add? Nope, okay,
Thank you.
all right,
Yeah.
It's a pet peeve of mine, by the way, so,
I understand.
So anyways, I'm not gonna offer an amendment, but we are gonna expect that we'll have something in a couple of months that addresses this.
And Mr. Poche, I just want to say, we had a few, there's 2 subdivisions I can think of. I think one's on Black Bayou or Bayou Narcisse, for example, that was approved a long time ago, and who knows when it's going to get built. Christie Place subdivision, I know that one for a fact. That one took multiple years. Those type of examples, we had drainage ordinances improved during that time, traffic ordinances improved. We added, where we had to force additional in and outs and connectivity.
Right.
Those type of things, if somebody hasn't done it, we have to hold them to that, no matter what.
Yes.
So it's real important to me that we make sure we do that. Commissioner Miller.
I've got, one other question, for part A of that, not impacting the completed filings.
Well, once a filing if you've got a subdivision with multiple filings, once a filing is done, that's it. It's not gonna impact that, because that's the first thing they're gonna come back with. It's like, well, I've got a subdivision, I've already got 2 filings approved, and I've got 2 more. It's not gonna impact those. It's just gonna impact what they have moving forward.
Riverton would be an
Yeah,
example.
I guess that's my question here is gonna be, is that going to preliminary plats that have already been approved? Are they still gonna fall under this now?
Well, preliminary plats have that. See, you've got something where you have to submit construction drawings within a certain time of having preliminary plat approval.
Right.
Now we've got something that,
We're moving
once you
that up.
submitted your construction drawings and have them approved, this would put a time limit on that. So we've got something through just about every step of the process now.
So this will impact, projects that are already in our system as far as.
No,
preliminary
if
plat.
somebody's got preliminary plat approval, that, from here back, it's just gonna be from here going forward.
That's what I wanna know, is if they had, is there a way to put those guys in this?
No,
Okay.
no.
Okay.
Any further discussion by the commission? Ms. Unitas.
I do have a question. So when does this timeline start if we have the requirements for making sure that the external traffic, like traffic is a concern like we had with Pelican Point, things contingent upon a traffic circle? If there's any of those kind of things external to the subdivision, how does this timeline fall in with that?
This time frame is basically, because this is only really going to impact, for the most part, subdivisions that are very large. Now, in all honesty, I don't see us having really huge subdivisions. I think with the way the economy is, with the cost of construction now and all of that, I think when somebody starts something, it's not going to be ginormously huge, and it's not going to take 10 or 15 years to do. We're looking at things based on like Riverton, Pelican Point, things like that. I mean, it's always possible that we'll have a large subdivision. But 3 years from the time of construction documents is, to me, plenty enough to get a couple of filings in on a subdivision. And this will allow us to get somebody back in front of you that might have a 3 or 4 filing subdivision that, they get to that 3-year standpoint, and then it has to be basically reevaluated. And once they come to you, before it was, if we wanted to make a change to the preliminary plat, anything that required them coming back in front of you, that would give you the opportunity to put conditions on them and to have them update things and all of that. This is something that is going to do that, and I think it's going to depend on how they have developed the subdivision up to a certain point, and if there are any real changes in the ordinance that would, or around the subdivision, that would necessitate looking at something a little bit further.
Right, and then any of those requirements for, or requests for extensions will require them to physically come and say, and justify what their
Oh,
extension
yes,
is.
yes.
Okay.
They will have to come in front of you, yes.
Okay, answers my questions.
Okay, any further discussion? Do we have a motion?
I'll make a motion to approve.
Okay.
Second. I was waiting for Nick to make the
Yep.
motion.
Appreciate the honor.
We have a motion to approve, to recommend approval to the council as written by Commissioner Miller, and a second by Commissioner Nasser. He beat you to it. All in favor? Aye. Any opposed? That motion passed. Item E, to amend the Ascension Parish Unified Land Development Code, Appendix 4, Subdivision Regulations, Section 174026, Family Partition. Mr. Poche.
Thank you, Mr. Chairman. 3 or 4 years ago, when the parish council created a new zoning category known as C5 or Conservation 5. That is in the areas which is mainly swampland outside of currently divided lots along major roadways and things of that nature. The biggest thing about that is that it is minimum 5-acre lots, 1 unit per 5 acre, and there's no fill allowed. And what that allowed us to do was gain open space points off our flood insurance program with FEMA. And one of the things that we noticed about that when it was passed is there's something in the code that says that the procedures will be followed for the hardship subdivision of family property, each containing at least half of an acre regardless of zoning category. So with that in effect, somebody that was in C5 that wanted to do a family partition could cut it up into half-acre lots. And we didn't want to do that and go in there and mess with that. And so this removes that possibility. It still allows half-acre lots for any of the other zoning categories except for the C5 or the Conservation 5 zoning category.
Okay. Ms. Stacy, we're going to open up a public hearing on this. Is anybody signed to speak? No. Okay. Public hearing is now closed. Commission, any questions, comments? We have a motion by Commissioner Villa to recommend approval as written. A second by Commissioner Unitas. Any discussion? Okay, all in favor? Aye. Any opposed? No, none opposed. That motion passed. Motion to adjourn by Commissioner Villa. Second by Commissioner Nasser. Thank you so much. We will reconvene as the Zoning Commission shortly.